like to work on the trees, so I'm going to start with a new file, and I'm going to start off by importing the character for this, for the sake of scale. So we're going to get his default pose. And as I mentioned earlier, or in my previous video, forest trees are really small, or are really tall, so I'm going to start off by creating some trunks. I'll start with a cylinder. Guess I'll start with 8 divisions. I'm going to keep it so that the bottom of the tree is like below the transform, because whenever I place it in Unreal, because of like slopes or whatever, it might, like, if I bring this bottom part all the way up, it might reveal like the opening, so I'm going to put it a little bit deeper so that it doesn't show. So I'm going to start off by going into edit mode, and I'm going to scale everything down. It shouldn't be terribly thick. Forest trees are... Let's go ahead and open up another... actually, you probably get the point. I'm just going to do it this way. I'm just going to delete the bottom face. I don't need it. Bring this down. Go ahead and poke this face. And I'll bring the face all the way up here. How tall do I want this to be? I'll probably scale this down. Subdivide it. This is probably tall enough. So from here, so I'm just going to call this tree 1. I'm going to make a total of 3 variations, so I'm going to duplicate this twice and hide the 2 that I just created, and just work on this one for now. So this one will have extrusion coming up this way. Okay, so I've got these three relatively different looking trees modeled up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select each one, and then I'm going to mark seams. So if you don't know what that is, that's what's done before doing UV layout. So I'm just going to select all the edges where I want the geometry to open up in the UV editor, or the UV editing tab. Now that that's done, I'm just going to select these one by one, and I'm going to go into UV editing. I'm going to select faces, and I'm going to unwrap the entire thing. And all I'm really going to do is make sure everything is vertical. And I'll just grab everything and I'll just size everything down just so everything fits into the square. For this first one, I'm going to export it because I'm going to make one texture. I want to make one texture that's going to be applied to all three trees, but I'm just going to use this first one as I guess a reference. I'll make the size 2000 by 2000, and I'll call this tree new UV layout. And I'm going to go on to the next tree. Same thing. Unwrap. Just going to make sure everything's... the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to have the bark going up and down. Usually a bark has like a direction. So I'm going to make it flow with the direction of the bark. That's why I'm making it vertical. Like that. This one looks already pretty vertical, so I'll just shift it over, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And then the last tree, UV editing, select all the faces, unwrap. Okay, almost there. This one looks pretty vertical, so I'll leave it. I'm just going to size everything down. Okay, looks good. I'm going to go ahead and subdivide all these ahead of time. It's taking a few moments. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my photo editing program. I'm going to open up the UV layout that I just created for one of the trees. So tree new UV layout. And I have a bark. I'm also going to open up the branch because that needs to be worked on as well. So I'm going to go over here, duplicate this, create a layer, and I'll make that white. Then I'll take this bark that I got, here. Whoops. Take it here. Okay, so I need to scale this to a certain size, but the way to tell how big is I need to go to where my player is, and I think that bark sample, the width of it is not even like the width of a human being. Maybe like 2 of these is like the width of the player's torso. Maybe it's the width of a human torso. So if it's the width of a human torso, that means it takes up 2 planes. So this thing, this little texture, has to fit inside like 1, 2 of these. So I'm going to scale it way down. And I'll make it a little bit bigger. I just want to see what the resolution's like. That's getting pretty low. So maybe I don't want to, what happens if, oh, let me just look at this again. Can this wrap around 4 faces? Would that be... I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to size it down again. And I'm going to make it cover a little bit more than 4 faces. So about this wide. And if I go up, the resolution is not very good. But I'm going to work with it anyways. I'm going to try it out first. So first I have to stamp this entire thing several times. Let me get a closer look. So I'm just going to keep on doing this until this fills the entire thing, because I'm going to apply it to all 3 trees. So it's just going to be one image applied, made for 3 different trees. Okay, so I'm just going to export this as tree, new color. And I'll save the game file by the same name, tree new color. And we'll go back in here with tree 1 selected. I'm going to set the subdivision back to 1. I'm going to go here, create a new material. Call this tree new mat. Press open. Okay, that's not bad. It's not super amazing, but it's okay. So I'm just going to apply material to each of the trees. And as you can see, when I apply them, everything is the direction of the bark is up the tree, and it's up each branch. It follows the direction of like the shape of the tree, because of how I laid everything out in the UV with everything pointing up. So everything, because everything's vertical, it follows like these like lines in the bark. So that's good. I'm going to hop back into my editing program real quick, and I've got this branch here. I need to check the size, canvas size. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm going to right click, add alpha channel. I'm going to select the fuzzy select tool. I'm going to select everything that's white and delete it. Threshold, I'm going to bump it back, bump it down to maybe 10 and get all these little areas in here. Maybe I'll bump it up a little bit higher to 20. Get all these little areas in between the twigs. What does that look like? It looks terrible. Bump this up to 50. That looks alright. So I'm just going to export as branch underscore color and make sure it's a PNG. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to set these back to 0. Actually no, this is fine. Actually I'm going to set it back to 0. 0. And I'm going to select all 3. Shift D to duplicate all of them, and I'll put all of them over here. This one will be basically what I want to do is I want to make smaller versions of this. Make this small. Let's go ahead and space these out. Oops. I'm going to hide 2 of the 3 trees. First, what I want to do is I want to get rid of these bottom faces because I don't need them. And I'm going to use these to create branches. Nice and small. Actually, what I should do is I should get rid of more of these faces. And I should move these down. What I want to do first actually is I want to create a plane. This plane is going to have the material on it, the branches. So material, branch mat, image texture, and open up branch color that I just created. And I just want to make sure, usually these leaves are smaller than the hand, but I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. This is probably a good size. It looks like the images kind of work, so maybe if I squeeze like this. I also need to go into edit mode. I'm going to Shift D to duplicate the face. But with that second face selected, I'm going to go to normals and flip. So that way I have two faces, but they have the normals facing opposite directions. That way when I import it into Unreal, it'll show both sides, because Unreal only shows one side unless you make two faces with two opposing normals. So originally what I was going to do is I was going to add these branches here to the tree, and then make even smaller branches with these branches attached to it. But I think I'm going to attach these branches to the trees right now, or to these bigger branches right now. I think that this is small enough that it can handle these branches. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to right click and set snap cursor to selected, and go back to object mode, and I'm going to set origin to 3D cursor. So that makes it so much easier to work with. I want to quickly do that over here too, with this one. Over here, snap cursor to selected, go back to object mode, set origin 3D cursor, and then I'm going to snap the cursor back to world origin. So the cursor's at the world origin, but the transform is over here. So now I can just play around with this. quite happy with the way these trees turned out. It's a lot better than I expected, actually. Just gonna spread these out real quick just to take a quick look. This one can use maybe a little more branches. So maybe I'll do that real quick. So I need this one. And I'm just going to go and put a branch here. Twist it around. I can use another one, maybe right about here. Let's quickly join that. And I think maybe one more here. And a couple on the side, so I'll put this one about here. I think it's missing one right here, so put one more. Okay, that looks better. Looks a little bit more balanced. So that's good enough for now. I'm just going to save that. And what I want to do is I want to hide that. I'll hide this image. And I want to create a blade of grass. So I'm going to create a plane. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. Go straight into edit mode. And make it a little bit lower than ground level. And these are going to be pretty tall, so right below maybe his knee where his knee is. Actually, Maybe not that tall. Maybe up to the shin level. I'll go like this. I'll extrude and I'll merge vertices at center. This could be a lot thinner. So I'm going to make it nice and long below ground so that it doesn't like have like a weird thing going on when it's on a slope. So, oops. So before I curve it and whatever shape it, I'm going to go into UV editing, and then select everything, go unwrap. I'll actually unwrap, project from view, and you get nice and big. And then I'll export it. It doesn't have to be very big. I'm gonna make it 500. That's really big, but it's okay. Grass, UV layout. Close all this. I'm gonna open up the UV layout that I just created. Oops. Duplicate, create layer, zoom that in, and I've found an image on Google called grass blade. It's basically, it's probably not real, it's probably made by somebody, but it looks really good, so, whoops. And I think that's pretty much it. Export it as grass color. Save it as a GIMP file as well. Oh, I'm going to create the texture. So this is grass, that. That created, I'm going to go into edit mode real quick. With all the faces selected, I'm going to duplicate, and with the second set of faces selected, I'm going to flip normal. So I've got two sets of faces with their normals pointing in opposite directions. So I'm going to make a copy of this and move it to the side just in case I need the original for whatever reason. And I'm going to take this one, go back into edit mode. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create clumps, because I was looking here and it looks like, I'm not sure if all the grasses are like this, but it seems like at least some of them like grow in clumps. That's what I think that's a better way to do it, especially if I'm going to paint it in Unreal. So with every face selected, let's go ahead and start duplicating them, but I'll keep it relatively close, like this. Actually, this one, I'll keep a copy of that right here. Actually, that's probably a better idea. What I'm going to do, well, I've already got a bunch of them made, so let's go start giving them a slight curve, I guess. I'll go wave. I just want to see real quick what it looks like if I smooth it. It looks okay. Go back into edit mode. just going to keep doing this. I think that's pretty much it for this video. I think I made some good progress. Yeah, everything looks pretty good. So I'm just going to paint these like everywhere in the Unreal scene. I think that should be a good like amount of grass, especially if I'm going to paint it everywhere. It's going to like, if I put a whole bunch in one area, then it's going to look more nice. So. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hope you like that. Please stay tuned because there's more that I'm going to do. I'm going to import all this, all the assets into Unreal and see how everything looks. And yeah, there's a few more things I still want to do with the zombies and the main character. Okay, so thanks for watching.